Hey folks, welcome back to Tactical Advantage. Today what we're going to do is basically change out a gas block. If you guys watched our first video, we removed this gas block from my Rock River varmint gun to install a quad rail, but I figured it behooved me to make a short little vid just to talk about gas blocks and how you change them. So basically you have your gas tube and you have your gas block assembly. I've already kind of touched on how these operate. Basically you have a hole that intercepts with a hole on top of the barrel that allows expanding gases to flow through this gas tube into a gas impingement type action, and that gas, as it flows back into the receiver, will actually function or actuate your bolt. That's really not what we're here to do, so we're just really going to talk about changing out this gas block. Again, this is a fitted gas block, 3 set screws in it. These set screws tighten up into the barrel. The hole is machined to fit your barrel. So basically all you need to do to remove the gas tube from the gas block is push out this roll pin right here. What I highly suggest you do is get yourself a set of roll pin punches and roll pin starters. These are a little bit different from a regular punch. As you can see, there's a small nub there that sits inside the roll pin and keeps it from deforming as you take them out or put them in. Mushrooming a roll pin can be a tremendous pain in the butt. If you're trying to work on your AR, do something real quick and you don't have roll pins lying around, which fortunately I do, but we're going to try and make this one work the first time. So pretty simple. Now we're just going to go in, find the right punch for the job. Again, using a brass hammer. And we'll get that bad boy pushed out. So now you can see we have our roll pin removed, and that will allow us to get the gas tube out of the gas block. Sometimes this takes a little bit of persuasion. This is an area where you can definitely see some fouling. Get everything kind of nice and tight. And there you have it. So basically, looking at a gas tube, you basically have the impingement port, you have a sealing ring, and you have the ring for the roll pin. And again, we are using a brass hammer, so all this is just going to wipe right off with gun oil. This little bad boy will save your day. So anyway, that's it. We're going to reuse this gas tube, and we're going to reuse this roll pin. Alright, so now we're looking at our micro gas block, and you can see compared to the original we have a pretty dramatic size difference. Actually feels like the larger one is a little bit lighter. This one's probably made of steel. This feels like it's made of aluminum, but size is really what we're looking for, and I definitely want a smaller one. So basically what we're doing here, you just want to go ahead and pre-fit your gas tube and try and get everything lined up. We'll actually clean this up a little bit to get everything together a little better. So obviously you want to place it inside the gas block with your impingement penetration facing down towards the gas block to allow that gas to flow. And we'll go ahead and give her a couple taps and see if we can get everything to seat. You definitely want to be careful with this. You don't want to bend anything. Alright, so now we have the tube into the gas block. What you want to check for here is make sure you see daylight. That way we can have that roll pin go through. And you also want to make sure you're checking to make sure your gas port is open and not plugged. One thing I like to try and do is, if you get the right angle, you can see. But you can also take a pick and try and fish it through that hole and make sure that you're opened up into the gas tube. So just to make sure, our quick sanity check, we can go ahead and make sure that we're free into that gas tube. There's no obstruction there, and we are good to go. So what we're going to do now is reinstall the roll pin, and that will basically have everything together for us to install this onto the gun. So now, installing this roll pin, a little earlier we talked about roll pin punches. Now we're going to use a roll pin starter punch. And basically what these are punches that are hollow ground on the end to allow you to insert that roll pin and get a good grab on it to start it without deforming it. So basically with our roll pin starter, we're just going to insert it there. We've already checked and double checked, so we know everything's lined up. And we're just going to give this a couple pops to get it to start into that hole. So now we have a good start. So we'll just get a roll pin punch and finish that off. So there you have it, guys. It's pretty simple. Changing out a gas block to what you want, whether it be railed or a micro. Pretty simple. So there you go.